Hi, we're the Three Gigs. I'm Craig. I'm going to be the owner position here.
I'm Paul. I represent the subcontracting community.
And I'm Jim, and I represent the general contracting community.
And today we're going to talk about the role and the difference between a foreman and a superintendent in construction. So I'm an owner. I got to build a building. I'm going to hire you as a contractor. My biggest concern is at some point there's going to be 150 workers out there. Who's managing that? Who gets me my productivity?
Exactly.
Yeah. Want to start with me? You hire me first, right?
I hire you first.
I might bring on a project manager who's an office person. We'll just call him, sits at a desk and runs paperwork, and a superintendent assigned to that job. Superintendent is the guy who's going to be scheduling the job. He's going to be working up which crews are going to come on, which trades come on, and when. He's going to be in charge of safety. He's going to be in charge working with the project manager, kind of buying the project out and figuring out which subs he wants to use, that type of thing, because he really has to be the captain at the job, right? And then a foreman might come on after that job is started, and the superintendent is responsible for the whole job site, and he needs somebody else out there, like checking the fences for safety and making sure that that trade finished that work today. Because he's actually sitting in an office half the time, or maybe some of the time, doing field reports on computers. So he has to be more of a computer tech guy too, at the same time that he's a construction savvy guy and can run a job and run a crew and really manage a whole team of individuals.
Okay, so then that means you bring subs and they run the subs?
They run the subs out there in the field.
So they run all the sub workers. So
no. Each sub has his own.
Right. So then that's where I come in. Foreman. Every time I bring a crew onto your job, I bring workers, and then I bring a foreman to supervise those workers. If the crews get too big, I'll bring on multiple foremen, because there has to be a good ratio between workers and foremen. And then over those foremen, I will have superintendents. Now, those superintendents are usually not at the job site 100% of the time. Many times they are roaming superintendents or centrally located superintendents that manage all the foremans within the subcontractor's company. And they're also tasked with doing some of the more important things like buying equipment, selling equipment, hiring, firing, scheduling all of the crews, making sure that everyone is supplied with material and equipment on the job sites each day.
Yeah. Okay. So when you give me a contract and I get my superintendent, my project manager involved, and maybe a foreman, because we're now kind of in the heat of it, our contract requires each subcontractor to have their own
supervision,
foreman or supervision on site, right? And so I may be at the subcontractor level. That title of superintendent versus foreman is a little more gray, because
it can be
whether a guy really is a working craftsman or a manager.
So sometimes we call them paper foremen because all they're doing is managing the workforce. Other time we'll call them working foremen because they are actually getting involved in the work.
Yeah.
So,
being part of production. So when I look out there and there's 150 workers, there's there's 10 foremen for every 10 or 15 workers, depending on what the trade is and the subs and things like that.
Can be, absolutely.
Okay, well, that was our real quick overview. Foreman, superintendent in construction. We're the Three Gigs. If you like this content, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time.